Welcome back to another Porsche car whisperer video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, my name is Mason Gilchrist and I cover everything Porsche. And I'm sure you guys can guess, today we're going to be talking about the newly released 2022 Macan and what are some of the changes we're going to find from 2021 to 2022. So let's go ahead and go into the dealership and go ahead and build one today for you guys. So follow me. Okay, so now that we're inside, let's go ahead and hop behind the computer, watch a quick introduction clip of this brand new Macan. Then I'm going to talk about what are some of the differences we're going to find again from 21 to 22, and then we're going to go ahead and build one. So let's go ahead and watch the video here. Let's have a video pulled up here for us. Okay, so that's a pretty short video, but I figured that I would show you guys that just because we can see a lot of the new features that we're going to find here on the new 2022 Macan. Now that's a Macan S. There is some changes to the Macan S as far as power. We have a reduced size and overall engine displacement. We went from 3 liter now to 2.9, and then of course we increased the power. I'm not going to talk too much about the Macan S today. We're going to kind of stick with the Macan GTS as that's what we're going to be building, and now that is now the top model. So now we have Macan, Macan S, now Macan GTS. Now you're going to notice there's a price increase just from looking at the car, but we did get a decent amount of new standard features with the car now as well. One of those being that the sport design, exterior mirrors, and exterior color, that's one of them. We also have the Porsche entry and drive system, which is just that keyless entry start as well as locking. We have the auto dimming mirrors as well, so that's for the interior as well as the exterior. And then we also have the seat heating in front as now standard, which trust me, probably should have been standard quite a while ago, but now that's finally standard here on all the new Macan variants, not just the GTS. Now, what are some of the things that we're going to now find standard with that Macan GTS? One of those is going to now be those PSCB brakes, which were an option in the past. Now they're the really cool red that the Macan GTS has always had. We're also going to have an increase in the overall wheel size. So now we're going to have, instead of a 20 as standard, now we have the 21 inch as standard, which I think looks more aggressive as a little bit smaller tire there on the sidewall, and I just love the way that it looks. We're also going to have what we now call the sport air suspension, which actually lowers the car by even 10 more millimeters, gives it more of an aggressive look and feel, and Porsche, being Porsche, worked their magic once again. It's 10% stiffer in the front and 15% stiffer in the rear than the previous generation was. Now we also have an increase in power, of course, now that that turbo is gone. We increased the Macan GTS power by 59 horsepower, which is absolutely amazing. It's still that 2.9 twin turbocharged V6 that we had before. And then we also increased the torque by just about 20 foot-pounds. So Porsche being Porsche, they worked their magic. So let's go ahead and hop behind the configurator here, and I'll show you guys what are some of the design cues that we're going to find. In that video, we saw just a couple of them. One being the steering wheel. We have that next generation steering wheel. That side blade there on the exterior, that's kind of on the lower part of the doors, that's been changed, kind of give you a 3D look. The front bumper has changed as well as the rear bumper. So I'll show you guys some of the differences as we hop into it right here. So let's go ahead and hit exit on this guy. So here's the standard Macan. We're going to go ahead and skip that for now. Now you'll notice pricing $79,900. That's an increase by almost 11%, 10.8% to be exact. But with all this new standard equipment, it only ends up being about a 1.9% increase in overall pricing. And that doesn't even include the power that we've now increased here with the Macan GTS. So that's pretty impressive. There's only a 2% increase when you're taking all those standard features into account. So let's go ahead and hop behind the configurator here. So of course, 0 to 64.3, probably gonna be very conservative as Porsche always is. There's that 434 horsepower. My big head's in the way, but let's go ahead and click right into build your Porsche. So I'm not going to go crazy with the color. I'm not sure if I'm probably not going to set a limit for today. I usually like to set a limit of 95, 100 grand, something like that. We're just going to go ahead and build one. Just maybe some of the features that I would maybe add on this Macan GTS. And then for my next video, I'll probably do a Macan S as well as a standard Macan here in the future. So I'm going to go with the Carrera White Metallic. I love the way that looks. Gives us a little bit of a metallic flake there in your Macan. Now, boom, right off the front, you'll notice that this front bumper is different. It looks quite a bit different than the previous generation. Gives you more of a 3D look here in the very front. There's those side mirrors I talked about. So in the past, we had a black piece that was there towards the bottom portion. That has now been eradicated, so to speak. The back has changed pretty significantly. This little rear valance has changed. Again, more of a 3D look. The taillights are virtually identical. Same thing with that rear wing. Now, you'll notice these wheels, again, these are the 21-inch wheels as standard on the car. To be honest, I don't know if I like them quite as much as I did in the previous generation. Of course, I'll have to see them in the flesh to really be able to tell and see if I like them quite as much. But again, before we had 20, now we have 21-inch. So these are bigger, makes it look a little bit more aggressive, but we'll play with that here in a minute. So here's all of our new wheel designs. We have 7 new wheel designs from the previous generation that we did not have. To be honest, my favorite is this GT design wheel. We had this as part of the Cayenne Coupe. You could get this as part of a package, the lightweight design package. Now you can get that same wheel here on our Macan. If we do this satin black wheel, it's gonna force us to get this other sport package, which we're gonna hold off on this build, so that's why I'm gonna wait. I like the satin black, the way it looks a little bit better, but we're gonna go ahead and do high gloss black. $17.90 for that option. I think it looks killer. So here's our interior colors. Not much has really changed here for the interior, but I'm probably going to shoot with the GTS interior packages. I always like to do that because I like all the leather it adds, the GTS in the headrest. So let's go ahead and pick a GTS interior package for today's build. I think I'm probably going to do the Carmine Red with race text, as that's a very Porsche thing to do. So let's go ahead and stick with that. Seats. Now, it gets a little funny. In the past, I would skip seats, because a lot of times we'd be adding a package on our Cayennes or 911s and it would automatically change the seats. This guy, I'm gonna stick with these 8-way seats. You could go 18-way, as those are the sport seats. If you go with the 14-way, it's going to completely change the seat type, and it's gonna get rid of that GTS interior package, which I do not wanna do. So we're gonna stick with those 8-way seats with memory package. I'm gonna go here to the packages. Now, Premium Package Plus has a couple things that are different than we had in the past. Panoramic roof system, we had that. There's our 14-way seats. LED headlights, black with PDLS Plus, both surround sound. The lane change assist, heated seats front and rear, and ventilated seats front. We're gonna not do this. This is a lower price than it was in the past, but I'm gonna skip this because that's gonna, again, take our GTS interior package away from us, and I'm going to just select a couple of items that I would usually select from that package. Here's that GTS Sport package, adds a lot of great items. Chrono package, those wheels we talked about a moment ago, performance summer tires, torque vectoring, pretty cool option. Then here's a little bit of a different exterior as well as the interior. Gives us those 18-way seats, deviated stitching, carbon fiber. GTS has come with that brushed aluminum in black, which I love the way that looks. So I'm gonna not do that right now. That's $12,000 option. So we're gonna skip that for now. Here's our exterior. Of course, I want that panoramic sunroof. That's $1,670. Roof rails, don't think I'll probably do that for today's build. I am gonna do the sport exterior design mirrors in high gloss black. That's gonna change that little lower portion right here. So let's go ahead and select that. I like the way that looks a little bit better. Kind of ties in with that side. Now we have a little bit more black plastic here in the front. Kind of like the way that looks. Door handles, high gloss, we're gonna skip that. Side blades, that would change this guy again. That gives it, they've changed the texture on that, the way that looks. You can do it in carbon fiber. There's those under door puddle light projectors. Big proponent of those, especially for 330 bucks, why not? Model designation, skip most of this stuff here. Exclusive design fuel cap, why not? Trailer hitch. I'm a pretty big biker myself, and I really like that new e-bike that Porsche has released as part of kind of that Taycan Cross Turismo. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that trailer hitch as part of that 660. It's gonna look really cool on the back of this Macan GTS. I've talked about this in the past. Adding it as part of the configuration when you're first getting it from the factory is a huge savings, because later down the road, it's probably gonna cost you about $2,000 if you decide to do it through Porsche Tech Equipment. So do it if it's something that you're looking to do and you need that extra space there on the back to do your whatever, bikes, whatever it may be. Maybe you're gonna you're gonna haul some really small things. That's a great option. Now, PDK, of course, that's standard. We can't change it. I don't even know why they're putting that on there, to be honest with you. Adaptive air suspension, including Porsche Active Suspension Management, raised 10 millimeters. Now, it comes with that sport suspension that's already down 10 millimeters as standard, so we're gonna stick with that. On a side note, now that Macan S comes with PASM as standard, which is a great feature, always like that. Now that's standard on the Macan S, but we're not gonna play with that too much today. Torque vectoring, it's gonna break that inner brake as you're making those turns and help you just really pull you around the bend. You'll see it's gonna talk about what exactly it does right here, full variable differential lock and whatnot. So I'm gonna skip that for now. Sports chrono package, love it. Now you noticed in that little video that we did, that adds that little dial and gives us those different drive modes. That's a different generation now. Same generation we had starting with the 992, 911, Taycan, all have that same little mode switch. It's not the same as it was previously, so they've switched the style of that. Now looking here to the interior, some pretty big changes here to the inside. Now, with that shifter has changed. Before it was a little bit taller, you could go over to the left and do manual shifting that way. That's now gone. Now there's gonna be an M button where you can actually switch it and do full-time manual. Instead of going down into the drive and over to the left, that's gone. Now it's just down in the drive and pressing an M button to do the paddle shifters, no longer with the actual shifter itself. Now that center console has completely changed. Looks a lot like our Cayenne, where it's just a touch panel. Now it's not those physical small little buttons that we've had in the past. So pretty big change there. Screen's still the same. Now some of you may ask, is this car going to come with PCM 6.0? What is PCM 6.0? What the Taycan has, it's what all of our other cars are going to. It doesn't look like this car is going to get PCM 6.0, which I'm a little bit bummed about. Wish it was getting a lot of the functionality that all of our other cars, Cayenne, 911, 718 is not getting it, and of course Taycan and Panamera just gives you a little bit more functionality. We're not getting that here for the Macan just yet. Now, lights and vision. So we have the LED headlights in black, including PDLS Plus. It's a great option, so let's go ahead and add that. Pretty much all we're gonna do here for the lights and vision tab. I'm gonna skip the thermally insulated glass. I don't think that's something that we need to add for today's build. Now again, as I previously talked about, we're gonna be kind of building together this premium package plus, because we don't wanna add it. It's gonna take away our GTS interior package, but we're gonna add some of the comfort and assistance systems that maybe we would add as part of that package, but we're just doing it separately. So we have the surround view camera. Great option, 360 camera, really helps with parking. So that's a big one. Now, something new, it's a small little nugget here, is this self-steering park assist. It's gonna help you park the vehicle. It's gonna tell you exactly what we have here and exactly how it works, but I think this is a great option, and this is a small little hidden gem as part of this new model year 2022 Macan. It's all the way from standard Macan all the way up to GTS. So definitely think about adding that. Lane change assist, highly recommend that. Lane keep assist, I don't think we necessarily need that. I'm a driver. I like to drive my car. I don't necessarily need it to do any corrective at 40 plus as it talks about there. So we're gonna stick and hold away from that. Interior, heated windshield. Let's go into these heated front seats in the front and rear. Not too bad of a price, 570 bucks. Seat ventilation, again, we're not doing that. That's gonna take away from this really nice GTS interior package we have. Seat ventilation, interior trim and high gloss back. We're gonna stay away from that stuff. That's gonna cancel a lot of the great items we did. Let's go and do that fire extinguisher. For 140 bucks, it's gonna match all the red that we've done. It's gonna put that fire extinguisher right here on the passenger side. Love that option. Central tack and carmine red, of course, that's part of that GTS interior package that I love so much. So interior, we're gonna close that. Interior leather, we're not gonna change the interior headrest or anything like that. Do that here up in the headrest. So we're gonna go ahead and skip those items there. Let's go ahead and keep going here. We're gonna get out of the leather. Race text. Roof lining and race text is a nice option to have. To be honest, I kind of wish that was standard, but it's not. But that's just going to give us that really nice Alcantara, as it was previously called, feel of there. But we're going to go ahead and skip that for now. Race text steering wheel, get a lot of questions about that. Now, race text steering wheel, it looks great and it feels great for a short period of time, but to be honest, over time, it doesn't wear really well. We have oil on our hands and it just kind of contaminates it. So I would stick away from that option, to be honest with you. Have the interior wood, we're going to skip all this stuff. You could do illuminated door sills or get a little bit fancy with that, maybe customize them, but we're gonna just skip away from that. We're gonna go here to audio and communication. I think the Bose surround sound is a must for all of us audiophiles for $1,000. Don't think it's too bad. And then we have the delivery experience. Of course, I've talked a lot about the Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta or LA, and then of course we have those European experiences that are back, which are a fantastic option. That pretty much wraps up the build for today. We have the new Macan GTS. What's the point of sale of this car? Probably should have talked about that a moment ago. Probably not gonna start seeing these until April or May of 2022. So it's kind of a later car that's gonna arrive, of course, with these chips and a lot of these shortages. It's kind of pushing everything back. The standard Macans, we should start seeing those sometime in January, but this car is gonna be a while out. But I think the car looks absolutely fantastic, looks killer. really aggressive looking car. I'm gonna be very anxious to see it, and of course, get behind the wheel, feel out that little bit lower suspension, and just give the car a quick drive. My goal, of course, as always, is to give you guys as much content as possible and maybe drive one here in the future. But hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, as this is a Porsche community. We're trying to build a Porsche community and of course share the passion and knowledge with everyone. So please leave them down in the comments below, or even send me an email at pcarwhisperer.com. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.